Hello and welcome to yet another edition of The Boss Perspective. Today we have with us Mr. Vilas Tawde, the CEO of SR Oil and Gas Exploration and Production Limited. Hello and welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
SR's oil and gas production assets are now part of a company called EOGEPL. Could you take us through what the portfolio of this company is?
See, when the downstream was handed over to Rosneft, then the EOGEPL, SR Oil and Gas Exploration and Production Limited, we had a mixed portfolio of conventional and unconventional assets. Indian portfolio is dominated by unconventional, mainly on the CBM, and overseas we have conventional assets. In the CBM, we have our showcase of CBM development in Raniganj. That's the first block which has gone through a complete development phase. We are the highest producer of CBM, 1 million standard cubic meters per day, and that has become a roadmap for other CBM developers. Another 4 blocks of CBM are there, which considering all this, we have around 10 TCF of reserves. So on the conventional side, we have 1 block in India, Mehsana, where we are producing crude oil of 100 barrels per day. We have 4 development well plan where we will double the production in near future. On overseas, we have got a block in Vietnam, Nigeria, and 1 in Mumbai offshore. We are very upbeat on Vietnam block, where we have recently done the 3D seismic, which is giving encouraging results in terms of oil prospects over there.
The last year was quite significant for your company. You started supplying gas to your anchor customer, Matix Fertilizers. So what are the quantities of gas that you are supplying currently, and how do you see it scaling up?
Year 2017 was a major achievement year for EOGEPL. We crossed 1 million standard cubic meters per day, and the threshold limit of minimum requirement of Matix was achieved. We started that plant on 31st of August. Complete supply, less the internal consumption, which is around 0.8 to 0.85 million, was supplied to Matix. This is the largest producing block in India. We intend to scale up this production up to 2 million by drilling another 150 wells in this block. On the conventional also, in Mehsana block, we touched 100 barrels per day, where we intend to double the production by drilling 4 more wells. In 2017, for industries also, government came up with very supportive policies. For CBM, they came with the early monetization of CBM policy, where marketing and pricing freedom has been given. We are undergoing the process of discovering the prices, where we expect to get highly remunerative prices for the CBM production in our block. This will give a big thrust to the CBM development, not only in our block, but also in the Damodar Valley, where all these CBM blocks are concentrated. Additionally, government has started developing the infrastructure in terms of pipeline in the area, which is called the Urja Ganga pipeline, which will fuel the growth of the eastern part of the country. This pipeline, once it is completed, a single molecule of gas will be utilized. Right now, whenever there is a shutdown in Matix plant, we have to flare around 400-500,000 of SCMD of gas per day. So this single molecule utilization will give a thrust of development in the eastern part of the country.
What are your other plans for 2018? Would we see an uptick in activity in the other CBM blocks outside of Raniganj East?
Definitely. With the successful experience of Raniganj, we have got 2 more blocks which we immediately will go for exploration. One is the Rajmahal block in Jharkhand, and Sohagpur, which is in Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. In addition to this, government is coming up with the simultaneous exploitation policy, where you can exploit shale in the CBM block as well as CBM in other conventional block. So this will be an additional activity which we will be planning in 2018, doing shale in our existing block as well as CBM in our conventional Mehsana block.
So simultaneous exploration seems like a fantastic idea. So could you give us a little more detail about the shale gas potential?
Yes, shale is a big prospect mostly in the eastern part of the country. It can be a game changer as it did in USA. The initial estimates by USTD and other agencies around 40 8 TCF in the area. With the synergy of developing shale with CBM, where the water which is produced from CBM can be utilized for shale operation, the profile of shale and CBM are complementary, and the infrastructure facilities above can be used for shale dispatch. Considering this, the development of shale will be expedited once this policy is in place. In our own block, we have a total resource of 7.7 TCF, which we did a study to USGDA, out of which recoverable is around 20%. So 1.5 TCF of recoverable reserves are there in our block. This will almost double the recoverable reserves in the Raniganj block.
India continues to be heavily dependent on imported crude. So what do you think are the challenges today for the Indian upstream sector?
See, right now, the conventional oil and gas reserves are stagnant or to an extent depleting. The Prime Minister vision of reduction of 10% dependency on crude oil and oil products by 2022, that's a good vision. We see a thrust from changing from conventional to unconventional. In terms of CBM and shale, 100 TCF of CBM and around 96 TCF of shale potential is there in India. This is the time where the focus should go from conventional to unconventional like shale and CBM. We have seen, I have already explained you the synergies in shale and CBM. Right now, being the oil prices are marginally low, the services available for doing the explorations are at very cost effective. So this is a time where we should think of exploration in CBM and shale. In long term, gas hydrate will also play a role in our energy sector. India has 3.14 million square kilometer of sedimentary basin to be, out of which only 70% has been explored, 30% is still to be explored. So we definitely see a potential. However, focusing on unconventional will be a big game changer for India.
Finally, sir, tell us something about your journey with SR. What have been your biggest milestones so far?
After serving 20 years in ONGC, a leading national oil company, I joined SR in 2005. I was very new to the private E&P business. From there on, I took the various assignments in India, overseas, Madagascar, Myanmar, and ultimately in this August, when I was offered a post of CEO, that was the biggest professional achievement in SR. Right from the DGM level, I rose to the post of CEO in this very organization. As regard to professional, biggest achievement I would say, CBM development at such a large scale has been done by SR, from where A to Z, I will say right from conceptual study to final commissioning and delivering gas to Matix was totally done in-house by SR group companies, including the drilling companies, SR Oilfield Services, including the engineering by SR EPIL, and total planning by SR Oil Limited earlier and now SR Oil and Gas Exploration and Production Limited. So that's the biggest achievement. From A to Z, under the single umbrella of SR, we have successfully completed the largest CBM project in India, which is a roadmap to other CBM operators in India.
Sir, given your fantastic career graph at SR, would you have a message that you'd like to share with all SRites today?
To all SRites, I will say, when I first came here, there was a message, welcome to SR family. I really believe this growth is within the family. So you keep your integrity levels high and you will definitely succeed in SR. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.